What's up, everybody? This is Talk Toomey at Louder Than Life 2022, and these are the interviews.
Bad memories. I think that's also called brainwashing, you know?
Bands going out and actually making their voices heard and telling their stories.
All right, guys, so we are here at Louder Than Life 2022 with Apocalyptica. Apocalyptica, that's nice and easy to say. What's going on, guys? How are we doing?
Great, fantastic.
We're doing very good.
Good. So what's been going on with the band lately? I know a new single coming out and touring, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we are touring. We've been touring now since the COVID, you know, kind of got easier.
Right.
So we're on the US tour, still like 2.5 weeks to go on this run, and all the time new songs coming out, you know. Just released an EP of classical covers.
Nice.
3 classical new covers, and all the time working on the new releases, yeah.
Nice. When it comes to picking classical songs to cover, you know, going back with what are your requirements for that? What do you think?
Years back, we
Right.
did one classical cover from Hall of the Mountain King,
Yeah.
Greek song. It's kind of classics. Also, other progressive rock bands in the 70s made some cover version of those. But basically, we have we are coming from the classical background,
Right.
but we are more thinking that we are like a rock musicians nowadays. We wanted to have choose songs where it's like a magic, which could combine these two worlds.
Yeah, and also for us, it's always what kind of covers we ever do, you know, like whether either it's Metallica or it's classical or whatsoever, it's always like you need to get the feel that you need to own the song,
Right.
you know, and have the feeling that you are actually bringing the actual song out in a new perspective.
Right.
So sometimes you might have songs that you think they are great, but you don't find the angle actually. You kind of need to eat it and shit it out, you know. And sometimes everything doesn't digest, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, when you look at classical music and like metal, I mean, there's always a correlation there that goes together. Those two worlds are pretty much one if you really look at it, you know. So putting the band together, the Apocalyptica, you know, were you guys kind of seeing that too, and that's what made you kind of want to do the metal versions or the classical versions of metal tunes and just kind of showing everybody that?
You know, I personally, I started to play cello at the age of 9.
Yeah.
I was around 13 years old when I first time heard classical music that really blew me off.
Yeah.
But it was very same time I also heard Master of Puppets,
Right.
the album, Metallica album, and that also blew me off. So
Yeah.
all my life and all my teenage, I was listening even more metal than classical. Even I was studying the classical instrument and playing a lot of classical music. So it was very natural for us actually just to, what we did in the beginning, we just started to play music we love with the instruments we can play.
Yeah.
And we didn't think that any further. It was just for ourselves. And it was a big surprise for us that it became a kind of a phenomenon when we released the first album. So
Getting the band together, obviously calling it Apocalyptica and kind of having the Metallica side to it. You know, when was the first time that you guys realized that they knew who you were?
very early.
Very early. We released our album '96.
Yeah, in May '96.
In May, and the same year, autumn, we already played as a support for Metallica.
Oh, wow.
So maybe it was like our 6th proper rock show. We played as a support for Metallica. So
it happened very early.
And we played 2 shows in Helsinki.
Okay.
And the guys, they came to see the show, and they were blown off, and really, they liked it.
Yeah,
of course, they thought that we are weirdos.
well, I think we all thought that, but yeah.
We were. That's why, you know. Why.
Since that, we have been in quite close contact, and you know,
I mean,
sometimes.
It is crazy that the band, you know, obviously '96, you know, I mean, obviously 30 years is coming up, you know, for what you thought was maybe a one-off record. It's pretty crazy that a career has kind of come behind that.
Yeah, it's crazy because honestly, when we released the first album, we were thinking we sell 1,000 copies in Finland, a couple of gigs, that's cool. But then it started to get releases all around the world, and we started to get shows, and we were like, oh, this is actually fun to do, and we can do it so much differently and better. So it was a starting point that we were like, okay, we wanted to evolve the whole
Right.
thing. We were not thinking where it's gonna lead us, but we never had a long-term plan. We were
Yeah.
just okay, but well, we want to do this differently. We want to do this better, and that was kind of the driving force while we kept going.
So it was real like a kickstart for us.
Yeah.
But we went forward like a step by step, and surprisingly it gave us a possibility to create new kind of music.
Right.
And reach our own like a vision.
Right.
And so.
And over the years, you've worked with singers like Adam from 3 Days Grace and things like that, and actually getting singles out there that have been very successful. So talk a little bit about working with guys like Adam.
Yeah, it's like we started to do those collaborations with vocalists 2000, 2001 when we released the album Cult, which was the first album with original compositions. And before that, we had featured on many other bands' albums, and we were thinking, why not to try the other way around, and we invite somebody into our world and see what happens. And we remade some instrumental songs into vocal songs. And because that was always so inspiring and so exciting, to work with different artists, we kept going, and worked with Nino Hagen, Till Lindemann from Rammstein, Corey Taylor, Adam Gontier, many others. And it's been all the time like one way for us to improve our sound and improve our ways of making music, to work with different artists, because everybody has a little bit different approach to how to make music, and there's always so much to learn and kind of find out when you mix up with different people.
Well, with this going out on Knotfest, you brought up Corey Taylor there, so kind of talk a little bit about working with Corey Taylor.
That was great. We knew Corey already before, because we played Hellfest, some festivals in Europe when he was touring with Stone Sour.
Nice.
And we were talking like, it would be great to do something together. And when I had those two songs, I'm Not Jesus and I Don't Care Actually, I went to London to their show and met him in Astoria after the show, and I gave him the CD of two songs, and I'm like, listen to those. If you like to either of them, then just you can pick one and let's do it. And Corey wanted to do the I'm the Jesus song, and that's how it went. And he's phenomenal singer. He's one of the greatest rock singers of these times, and such a pleasure. Shoot the video together and all the stuff. Such a great guy.
Nice. Well, we'll just kind of wrap up on what's the next single coming out, and when's the next album out?
That's very hard to tell, because now we just released this EP. Probably in December or January, I can't recall the date. It's going to be a next song. It's a vocal feature. I can't reveal what it is yet, but that's going to be out then, and then it's going to be other single releases next year. I would guess the next album is not going to be before 24.
Okay.
Like a full album. So we are kind of following different paths, because the digital world gives us the possibility that it's not old school way that you release an album and then you tour for 2-3 years and then you make a new album. It's not like that. The modern world requires, in a way, to deliver something new and fresh pretty much constantly.
Nice.
And we have this classical covers world, then we have the original instrumental Apocalyptica world, and then we have the vocal world of Apocalyptica. We have kind of 3 tracks we are going on. So at the same time, when we are working on the new album, we are also working, because album is always a little bit more like a concept.
Yeah.
It's one type of full structure of an idea, and we don't want to stick only on that. And even we go for this one album structure, we want to keep these both other paths alive at the same time. So that's why it's very hard to say exactly what's going to happen in which order.
Nice.
These COVID times ruined all the schedules.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, schedules are no longer
only in 2020 when the COVID hit, only that year we canceled 100 shows.
Wow.
So we still have all those shows to play, plus much more territory, so that's why it's not urgent.
We played one show after the release of the
Cell Zero album.
Wow.
And then cancelled 100.
Everything was postponed for 2 years.
Well, guys, good luck out on tour. Obviously, make up all those 100 shows, plus play 100,000 more. Yeah. And Apocalyptica, thank you for taking some time here. Talk Toomey podcast, knotfest.com.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.